Twitter and Puxatawny Phil get hacked. It's time for Ajazz Tech. Hello and welcome to Ajazz Tech. I'm your host, Alex Zarnowski. I'd like to remind you that Ajazz Tech is part of Ajazz Networks. Please be sure to visit AjazzNetworks.com for all of our latest shows and blogs, including The Salinor Show, Rant, and Internet Amazings. Big news in the gaming sphere, Sony recently teased the future of PlayStation in a video featuring swirling X's, O's, squares, and triangles. The end of the tease cited February 20th as the big announcement. Rumors suggest that we'll hear details about the PS4, its release date, which should be sometime this year, and see new social features. Other speculations include a redesigned controller, one of which I hope doesn't get too fancy but enhances what has been working for almost 3 generations. It might include a touchscreen similar to the PS Vita and house a share button that would allow gamers to share up to 15 minutes of gameplay. It's also slated to be more powerful than Microsoft's unannounced next-generation Xbox codenamed Durango. Mobile computing just got even more efficient. H.265 was approved. What does this mean for mobile users, desktop users, and video streaming devices? It's good news all around, but let's first discuss why. H.265 is a new codec derived from H.264. You may know of this codec for its highly efficient use of processors and excellent compression techniques. Now imagine if it became twice as efficient, and that's exactly what H.265 delivers. It will give all devices advantages in different areas, the biggest being overall resolution. H.265 will handle 4K video at half the amount of data compared to H.264, which means if you fed each container file encoded with H.264 and H.265, they would be the same size except for the fact that one would be giving you theoretically double the quality or resolution at the same file size. For mobile users, they will experience clarity. Desktop users will gain overall clarity and be able to utilize 4K streaming. The same goes for streaming devices such as the Apple TV. Of course, bitrate comes into play, and that all depends on the streaming service. This is also good news for Blu-ray, as H.264 is currently used. It's difficult to speculate if the industry can easily update set-top boxes for H.265 playback, and risk selling highly efficiently encoded Blu-rays that won't be compatible, but that's not a mess I want to discuss. Streaming is a very dynamic and convenient way to exhibit video, and with H.265, we will hopefully enhance our already amazing viewing experiences. Last Friday, over 250,000 Twitter accounts were compromised in what was believed to be a very sophisticated attack. All Things D reports that hackers may have had access to usernames, email addresses, and other sensitive information. If you were believed to have been affected by the attack, Twitter automatically emailed the affected users and advised them to change their password immediately. I would caution anyone affected to make sure to change it to something different from your linked Twitter email address. It's never a good idea to use the same password across any linked service. It's also good practice to have different passwords all around. Last week was also met with other attacks, which included the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. This one is for all the Firefox users out there. The next time you update Firefox, or the next time it decides to update itself, don't panic if you lose all of your plugins. The developers at Mozilla decided to disable almost every plugin by default except for Flash. The good news is that you can re-enable your plugins. I don't really see the bad news other than people may not understand what just happened. It's a good thing that Firefox is more secure as a result of this decision. They are taking measures to protect their users. But if you think into this, you really have to wonder if there is a better way to plug all of those holes. For example, Apple seems to think that with their approval of apps and use of sandboxing, they can give users a safer computing environment. So far, they've been right. There's nothing wrong with an open computing environment, you just have to take a few extra steps to secure your personal data. Finally, Groundhog Day. Puxatawny Phil did not see his shadow, meaning we're going to have an early spring. More importantly, Staten Island Chuck, New York City's Groundhog, predicted the outcome of the Super Bowl. If you want to avoid the spoilers, block your ears. Chuck waddled his way to some corn, residing by the San Francisco 50-1ers. Madden 13 predicted the Baltimore Blackbirds will take home the trophy. Oh yeah, and don't forget to watch the commercials. Hulu and YouTube, I'm sure, can hook you up. Well, that's all for this episode of Ajazz Tech. Got Stitcher? We're on it, so get it. Stitcher is an award-winning provider of news, talk, and radio for your mobile phone. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio. You can find all of our podcasts, including Cinema Clash and The Salinger Show, at AjazzNetworks.com. Follow me at twitter.com/AjazzTech and search for my name on Google+. You can email me at ajazztech@gmail.com. You can find this show and more at Ajazz Networks. Originally different media for your personal taste.